Alright, I just want to make a video kind of just breaking down what I've gone through with my assessment of some of the prop firms uh, for the futures that are out here, and just my assessment and breakdown of things, notes I took. So I'm gonna just kind of work my way back to the best ones. Um, so these first five, I wouldn't say are horrible. It just I went with the other ones that were a little better. So the first one I would say is Bullnook or whatever. For me, when it came to this one, okay, the pros, the pros that I saw. Let me go to the home. Skip it. So, turn this TV down a little bit. Whoops. There we go. So invest in yourself. Verification accounts, master accounts. Trade your own plan. Day one. Got decent prices. 155 a month. They got a deal going on right now. But as far as like the pros and cons, I'm not gonna go through everything again because that's what I just did literally all night. I was going through and assessing the different markets that are out here, different reviews for them, and then going in on myself and seeing which ones I liked and which ones fit with what I'm trying to work on and things like that. So the pros for this one, I saw the best. The top things were you get to keep your first 10,000 that you make. It's end of day account balances. More contracts amounts. You can get up to 7 for the 50K. I think some have like 6 or 5. I think one had like 8. So this was a little higher up. You get a 90-10 profit split. And they also have like free trials on here, which is a plus, especially if you're trying to see how the platforms work and the leverage and all margin and all that stuff. The only thing with this one is like it goes through trade NinjaTrader or Rhythmic, and so I'm looking for a platform that will work with me as far as TradingView or at least TradeBot. So this doesn't have that, so that's one reason why I was on the back end. The next one was UProfit. UProfit wasn't horrible either. Again, as you can see right here, it works with these platforms, and I'm looking for something again works with TradeVo, TradeBot. I keep saying that TradeBot and TradingView. Not to say that I won't get into these eventually. It's just I know TradingView platform. So once I get more in depth with like NinjaTrader and RTrader and other things that they have, then I might branch out into that. But anybody that is familiar with those platforms or the softwares, I would say the pros that I saw on this was this one-step evaluation, end of day drawdown. End of day drawdown is basically so coming from forex into futures. My primary forex strategy was more of a swing trade, so I may hold some trades 2 days to 4 weeks, really, depending on what pair I'm on. So when it comes to this, is more so of a kind of day trading scalp type thing because you have to close your accounts by the end of the day when you're dealing with these prop firms. So some of them you got to pay attention to what times they're closing. One closes at like 3:15, another one closes. Some close at like 4:59 or whatever it may be. 3:59. It's just you have to be cautious of seeing what time they close. I think it's really on. It was only like one on this list that allows you to hold it overnight and hold it like that. Would they cost a little more, but again, depending on your trading style and type, how it'll work for you. So some prop firms, they'll automatically take you out of the trade at whatever time is designated, and then other ones you're responsible for that. And if you don't close it out, then you breach the account. So be cautious of that. Again, it's still a business model for them, so don't give them any reasons why you shouldn't get a payout. 5 minimum trading days. The first 15K you make, you get to keep. You can request payouts after every 4 successful trading days. If you break rules on live account, you can still withdraw 20% of your capital you had. So request, I'm going to go back to that, request payouts after 4 successful trading days. They have a consistency rule of 30%. So with this 4-day success rate, you just got to make sure that one trade doesn't exceed more than 30% of your overall capital. So for example, say I made $1,000 this week. I had one trade for let's say 400, 200, 200, and then 200. Technically, I wouldn't be able to get a payout until I had accumulated more capital, because that 400 is technically worth 40% of the $1,000 that I made for the week. So I would have to make more trades, maybe make another 200, another 300 to get that $400 to a 30% mark of what I'm trying to withdraw. A lot of the prop firms talk about this as something that they're doing to make sure that their business model has longevity and the traders have longevity. Because I know anybody that's been in the prop firm business, seen some, especially with the forex transfer and forex. You see a lot of people talking about, oh, I made $100,000 payout. I made this in one day. I made this in one day or 1 week, and it's feasible depending on the right leverage and the right account. If you're like you're being a proper risk reward trader. But a lot of times it's more of a Hail Marys. In these future prop firms, they don't want that. So they want to see more of a consistent trader. That's also why a lot of these have minimum day tradings compared to Forex, where it says, oh, you can get funded next week and get your check next week. On this, you'll see them expressing a lot more that they would prefer you to have 5 or 10 or sometimes even 15 trading days to be able to calculate the data and see how you trade, so that way they can see if you're actually a consistent trader or a knowledgeable trader, and not just somebody that's, okay, I see the news coming up, or I see this coming up, and I'm just gonna put 10% of my account into it and then hope that I go up, and if not, then I just blew it. So that's, in my opinion, why a lot of these different stipulations and stuff like that are set up. UProfit is also another ninja trader. I didn't find anything in here. If I kept looking, I probably could try to find it or something like that, or just talk to support. But it was on the lower end of my selection, so I really didn't trip. But I didn't find anything in here specifically talking about news trading. And then they also, another con about it is they got an 80-20. Some of the other ones are doing 90-10 right away. One, I ain't gonna lie, had like 70-30, but I'll get into that one. So those were the pros and cons of that. The next one up is OneUp So there's decent stuff in here about OneTrader. Max 15 contracts, 9 is the profit target, 5 is the trailing drawdown, which is a nice number. Honestly, 5,000 for a trailing draw, but this is so 35 is still good. Target, market data levels, NinjaTrader license. So OneUp, the pros were one-step evaluations. You get to keep your first 10K that you make. It's a 90-10 split after that. They have a free 7-day trial, which is nice. I'll probably check that out to be able to get a little more familiar with the platforms and just how they're doing things and how it works, and if how feasible it is to transfer over the skill sets that I have. Um, Unlimited payout amounts. I think it's kind of like a kind of wording when it comes to that, but no daily drawdowns, which is good. You don't have to worry about that. I believe they have it set up where it's like you don't technically blow your account, but you can't trade for the rest of the day. And so then you have to redo tomorrow. And then and then also too, a lot of these prop firms have resets, so basically they'll charge you to reset your account to a certain price or a certain trade. So say, which is good because okay, say you go back to the forex and I spend $500 to get this $100,000 account, and something goes wrong and I make a bad trade and I go below my daily or something like that. Instead of having to spend another 500 to get that same 100,000, I can spend $100 and reset my last 2 or 3 trades or however it works like that. I'm not quite sure how all of them work. I know I seen one where they were making it seem like you can go back and redo or you can basically erase your last trade or two to get it back to whatever level you felt comfortable at. So that's that. They also have learning tools. They have a referral service you can get paid for, also affiliate marketing. They have a consistency rule. Needs 3 days to add up to 80% of your best day, which I thought was pretty decent out of the other ones. So basically, kind of the same example that I was just talking about. Say I made $1,000 on this one. Say I made that same $400. I would have to just make sure that 400 being the best day, that 3 of my other trading days added up to 80% of that $400. So as long as okay, if let's matter of fact, let's make it 500. So I made 500 in one day, and then on my first day, and then day 2 I made 100. Day 3 I made 200, and day 4 I made 150. Then technically, those other 3 days added up to more than 80% of that first $500 day, which is decent. I felt like that was decent. It's that someone got like 30% or 50% consistency rule and stuff like that. I felt like that was kind of unique to be able to do it like that, adding up to the 3 days. Um, Trailing stop loss. These are the cons. They have trailing stop loss up to a certain amount. A lot of these prop firms, once you get funded and get past a certain price target, you don't have to worry about trailing stop loss. So if I got $100,000 account, I'm not sure on each one how it is. This is just an example. But if I got $100,000 account and I make my account, let's say I get my account up to 105,000 whatever as long as I keep my account at that 105, anything up from that, I don't have to worry about a trailing stop loss because I already have a buffer. So if I get to 105, and then there's a day where I'm in a trade and say I'm up 10,000, but then it retraces 7,000 and I just close out with a profit of 3. I don't have to worry about, oh, well, you lost more than 5% today because it was up, but then it withdrew. Normally with a trailing stop loss, I don't have to do that because I already have that original $5,000 buffer. So that's a con, but it'll turn into a pro once you get funded. Minimum of 15 trading days needed. So that was a downside to me in my eyes, because like I said, they're trying to gather the data to see what type of trader you is, your risk management and your psychology levels or whatever, what pairs you normally trade and stuff like that. But at the same time, you like, dang, I got to trade for 3 weeks just for y'all to fund me. So it's different things like that. Or for me to get my payout, you know, I'm pretty sure you can pass the evaluation phase, but then once you get funded, you got to trade for those 15 days. So it's still like, dang. And then their markets are open from 5 p.m. to 3 p.m. Like I said, it varies. Some have 3:59, some have 4:30, whatever it may be, but theirs is 5 p.m. to 3 p.m. And then another downside is Ninja Trader. Again, I'm not familiar with that platform yet. I will be, but currently I'm not. So that's why it was on the lower end of the list. Elite Trader. So Elite Trader, it was pretty decent as well. At first, it started out really nice. Then it has some drawbacks, understandably. Let's go to the home. So the positives were you get to keep 12,500 of your first payout. I mean, of your money up to that 12,500. Then after that, it's a 90-10 split. Your reset fee was only $75, which I believe was the lowest out of all of the ones I reviewed. So all the other ones were around like $100, but this one was $75. They also have free trials, which was a plus. They connect with TradingView and TradeVate. No, I think it's Tradovate. Dang it. Can trade during news, holidays, one-step evaluations, and that's really good because, like I said, I think, I might not have gotten into it yet, but a lot of these you can't trade the news, so they make it so you have to be out of any trade before the news hits. So some websites have it where you have to be out 1 minute, some say 2 minute, but those are typically the time frames you can't beat. You got to exit all of your trades or any trade that is affected by news by 2 minutes before the news is released, and then 2 minutes after the news is released is the wait period before you can re-enter the market, which is kind of, again, a drawback, so to speak, because at the end of the day, if you like, okay, so for me, my strategy, a lot of times I'm already in the trade before the news hits. I'm riding the wave of the anticipation of the trade. So if I know something is being released Wednesday, a lot of times I would have already been in the trade on Monday or Tuesday, and then ride the wave of the news, and then the news will accelerate the time that my price either hit stop loss or take profit. So that's a little different for me to be able to be already in the trade and then have to get out. But then also, like I said, this is more of a day trading too. So I will have to evaluate the way I trade compared to this new industry of Forex and their stipulations and their rules. But at the end of the day, I still have the skill set. Doing news, one step evaluation. You get 8 positions on a 50K, like I said, and some of the other ones have 6 or 5 positions, and this one had 8. I believe that was the highest out of the ones that I evaluated as far as for the 50K and stuff like that. And they also have a diamond account, which you can hold overnight and have a max drawdown instead of trailing, which is really nice. It's just the most expensive account that you can get with them. I forgot. I think it's like $365. Let me get down here. And that was really nice. It's just, so they have different ones. A file, is it here? It's probably, oh no, I will have to go really in depth. They have Here it was like, yep. So these are the different ones they have. Okay, here is the diamond. So like I was saying, with the diamond evaluation, you can hold overnight and weekends. End of day trailing drawdown. So like I said, instead of that drawdown where it's following you went up and down, it calculates at the end of the day. Instead of saying like, okay, well at one point you was up 8,000 and then it retraced 5 of that, and this just calculates what you end the day with. Minimum of 5 trading days, no scaling rules, resets $75. And then, like I said, this is a max drawdown, so I don't have to worry about a trailing. I just gotta make sure I don't lose more than $3,500. Daily loss, I can't lose more than $1,500 in one day, and my profit target is 5,000. 2 minis, 2 micros, or 20 micros for a max of 2 positions. It's just 365 for that 1K though. But honestly, if somebody had the skill set and they wanted to just go with this one, and they already knew the platforms and stuff like this could be a nice lit. I definitely will be possibly doubling back to check out the diamond hand evaluation to see if it'll work with me. So the drawdowns was their consistency. Really, it was only they only do NinjaTrader platform, and their consistency rule is 40%. So those really were the only two. So like I said, honestly, once I get the knowledge on the NinjaTrader's platform, I'll probably have to come back and check this out. Actually, I'll add that to my honorable mention list at the end of this video. And then the next one would be Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader was, let's see. So their pros were no max drawdowns, payout qualifications in one day, and you can get 3 accounts. They don't do news. You have to be out of the news 1 minute before, and then you have to wait 1 minute after the news to get back in. And then they also have trailing. Really, those aren't that horrible when it comes to what's going on. 5 days minimum. I didn't check. And then this one is with TraderVot. That's why this one was over here and that one was there. So this one is actually, you can go with TradingView and TraderVot. That's not a bad one. Take Profit Trader. If I have, okay, so I had that as number 6 then. The simulated day 1, 80-20 split when it starts. That is a drawback. The other ones you've seen started with 90-10. This one starts with 80-20. But you don't have withdrawal, no max withdrawals, buffer requirements, different things like that. So commissions is 0.5%, 0.5. So this is a good one too, honestly. Even the prices are reasonable. Little around, it's basically around the same price. A lot of them are between like $275 and like $350-ish. Monthly is $170. This isn't bad. This isn't bad at all. Actually, that one. So my next one that I'm going to break down would be my funded futures. And this is like the sister company of my funded Forex. So the thing with this is since it is a sister company of that, it's like since the Forex situation is going on, I want to make sure that they're just not trying to branch over here and just do whatever, even though I know it's more regulated and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything bad about it. Honestly, it's in my top 6 as far as what I'm looking for. So the funded trader would be, oh no, funded futures. I want to say actually, okay. So the pros one, this was one minimum trading day. You keep the first 10K that you make, 90-10 split. You can be an affiliate. They have a monthly competition. They have one step challenge, max of 10 accounts that you can hold, and the reset cost is $100. The only downside was you gotta wait 14 days before getting your first payout. Again, getting that data from you. You get paid every 14 days, and then you must close your positions 2 minutes before the news and can't place another one until 2 minutes after the news. And again, a lot of these, if you don't remember to get out, you breached your account. So just be cautious of those things. Up next is trade day. So trade day was it had the pros was you keep your first 10K. You can hold overnight after 5 p.m. So basically you gotta you still have to exit by 4:30, I believe it was, but you can reopen them and then hold them overnight. So somebody like me, I would utilize this, I guess, by entering at the night and then letting the price ride into the next day after the news or something like that. But again, they don't do news trading. The downsides is you need 10 days of trading data. No news trading. Must close all trades by 3:50. Will lose account if you forget, and then they have a trailing drawdown. So that, and honestly, I may switch this one with this one. Oops, that one as far as qualities. Minimum lots monthly. They have decent pricing, I will say. Because again, like I said, if you go to this, it's around $275 the month. So it's a decent pricing. Top Step is the next one. Top Step, again, most people know these Top Step and Apex, a lot of people know. So Top Step, the pros were one step challenge. You get up to 3 accounts. You get paid weekly. You get to keep your first 10,000. The drawbacks were you have a consistency rule of 50%, which really isn't that bad. Must have 5 positive days to withdraw. So, which is crazy because it's like, okay, basically, I get, it's a business, so I guess they mitigating their risk. They want to make sure you're profitable. You can't just have 1 or 2 good days and then you try to get a withdrawal. They want you to have 5 good days, but I feel like that's still kind of restrictive. So yeah, Apex. Again, a lot of people know Apex, and they do a lot of discounts and different things like that. With Apex, though, you get to keep your first 25K payout. No daily with drawdowns, trade news and holidays, one-step evaluation, up to 20 accounts, and you can trade 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. Only place 2 trades a month are the drawdowns. You only get paid 2 times a month. So basically, every 14 days you get paid, and then 7 trading days to get funded, which isn't really that bad either. Because like I said, some of the other ones you gotta trade 10 and 14 days to get evaluated. So Apex is definitely up there on the top of the list. And then the final one that I went through was Perdia. And honestly, Perdia was like up there for me as far as like what I'm doing and what I'm going on. And I say that because Perdia has like a weekly payout. Pays out up to 25K. You can get paid out up to 25K a week. No consistency rules. No trailing stop loss. It connects with TradingView and Tradevate. I feel like from what they have here, they have some smaller accounts that have 2 phases, And I felt like those were good for beginners and people that were branching out into this field, and how it worked with you, and as far as giving you kind of leeway on certain things, which is very nice. You still get the reset, I believe, on the first phase with that too. You can trade news. You can set your own daily stop loss, which is another plus for me. I feel like, because if somebody's getting into this new or learning this process, and maybe the normal daily drawdown is 4% or something, and I can go in here and set my own personal to 2.5, so that way I don't have to worry about breaching my daily or anything like that. Not that they have, but breaching any um, requirements or anything like that, which is a plus. So I really like that. It felt like it was good for beginners, things like that, branching out into this. Uh, and then all of your positions automatically close at 3:45 p.m. Central Time, so you don't have to worry about, oh, I'm in I forgot I was in a trade, and it blew your account, or it violated the rules of the prop firm or whatever like that. So that was another great plus when it came with this. And then a minimum of 5 trading days, which is really not that bad. 10 days of funded trading to get the first payout though. So, but that's not really that big of an issue again with that. So I would say my breakdown, these were all the ones that I reviewed: 2, 4, 6, 8. I reviewed 10 different prop firms, and I felt like Perdea was my top one for me. And this is just my opinion and what I'm looking at and what I'm trying to evaluate for. So for me, Perdea was number one. Apex was number 2. I would say Top Step was number 3. Take Profit Trader was number 4. And Trade Day was number 5. Honorable mention would say Elite Trader. Again, once I get my skills in Ninja Trader, I definitely will be looking at this Diamond Hands account to see how that works with me. So that was an honorable mention, and that's pretty much it for this video. So what I'll be doing is I'll be playing with some of the top ones that I chose, seeing how the free trials work, to see how familiar I am with the platforms and stuff, and I'll make another video after that.